And so
upstairs from the shop?
Upstairs from the shop, we had to go in the back door and climb these rickety stairs to get up there. And and it was so tiny, and it was not sectioned off or walled
Built
off.
out or anything?
We could, we kind of had a railing, I think, that didn't let us go over. But this, I don't know how they got that damn addressograph up there, because it had to have weighed 4 tons. Anyway, but it was up there, and so were we.
Did you have any air conditioning there?
No, of course not. It was a sweatshop, for sure, a sweatshop.
Did any of you complain?
Hell no, we were thrilled to death to make some money.
You'll hear this and more on Focus Your Inner Bitch, the Mary Bratton story, a special series on Jim Bratton Podcast.
Hi, this is the Jim Bratton Podcast. This is our special edition, Focus Your Inner Bitch, the Mary Bratton story. This is episode 5, right?
No, yes.
4. We did 4 last week sometime. Anyway, we'll do about 15 minutes of a little window into Mary's life. And we talked about getting into school last week, a little bit of first grade and that kind of thing.
Sorry.
Did you want to talk about school this time?
Yes, I did want to finish. When I started second grade, remember, I started at the public school, and then I went my first semester there. And when I went to private parochial school, they had no provisions for the mid-year, and so I redid the second grade.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure what happened to me during that time, but I think something happened to my learning to read, or learning to read out loud in any case, because to this day, I have a terrible time with reading out loud. I know that I can read because I can, do so and comprehend what I'm reading.
You have excellent recall.
But I just can't do it out loud, and it just...
Can we dig there? And
knocks me so.
You have a clue?
Well, I'm not sure.
You mentioned one teacher,
yeah,
none in particular,
horrible.
Rough on
it
you.
Was horrible. Would make me stand up and read, and damn near make fun of me when I couldn't say the words that I was trying to read, and that was horrible. It was horrible. And then as I became, remember, the parochial school went through the 8th grade. So in about the 6th grade, I guess, the first few years of the school, there were very few Hispanics at Resurrection. It was our family, the Garcias, and my cousin's family, the Marinos. We were there, but most of them were younger than I.
So
nobody in my...
Was it mostly Germanic or Polish?
Well, yes, Denver Harbor was podunk, remember?
Yeah.
So a bunch of white kids.
Yeah.
And so we came in there. And they seemed to be okay with us, never treating us different or anything. But along about the 5th or 6th grade, in came an influx of older Hispanic kids, and I can't help but think that they had just moved into the neighborhood or something, or they got kicked out of public school and had to come to parochial school.
Okay.
That happened to a couple of fellows that I know. Anyway, so then the Hispanics came, and it was sort of an interesting exchange. People that I thought were my friends in the Anglo community sort of shunned away from me, and it was sort of...
As the numbers increased, the bias increased?
I guess. I don't know. I think so.
What an interesting... Did you sense that then?
Sort of, because then I sort of tried to gravitate toward the Hispanics.
So,
because they were more welcoming than the others. However, when I would try to read, then I'd have one of them tell me at recess, "Girl, you can't read."
Really?
Yeah.
One of the new kids?
Yeah.
Well, so they make fun of your feet? Your ability to get around? Your fucking shoes?
And I can't read.
And you're reading.
What else is new?
So you survived
But I survived elementary school. Yes, it was kind of interesting. As I said, this Anglo community Well, we had this giant, while I was there, they built this new sort of gymnasium lunch place hall. And so we were in there. Oh, they
The
had
school did?
always had, yes,
Okay.
the school always had a sort of an eighth grade dance or something.
Right.
Anyway, when we went to this eighth grade dance, of course, you have this hall that's several hundred people, and you got about, not even 30, 40 maybe max.
Yeah. Which is
trying
that
to-
big a space.
Trying to have a dance.
Yeah.
And how can, it just didn't work very well. Anyway, one of the girls that was an Anglo girl saw that none of the boys had asked me to dance and that I never did get up and dance. And so she went over there and grabbed a couple of them by the collar.
Drug them over?
Damn near, yes. Well, I don't know. She didn't, or she said that to a couple of them. Anyway, one fellow that came from an extremely nice, big, also Catholic family came over and asked me to dance. And when I did dance with him, and he was a nice guy. So, and he was a gringo.
So, but were the other girls dancing?
Yeah.
This makes no sense because you're incredibly pretty.
I can't help it.
It had to be stupid. Anyway, okay.
Oh, well. Anyway, let's see.
So what did you adopt these attitudes, these self-preservations, not even self-protective, but just, was that just even more of it then? You go, okay, forget it. If you don't want to, that's fine.
Yep.
What are they missing?
That's it. If you don't like me, tough shitski.
Wow. By the way, you still have that attitude.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, you know that we've been together for, 45, married for 44 years. So
Yes.
I still recognize that tough shitsky is in the mix if I really don't behave myself completely. So, all right.
Well, and during that time, let's see, of course, during the summer, we were, at the swimming pool all the time and what have you. And I did have a little Hispanic fella that hung around a lot. But of course, he was not invited to that dance. So how could I? How could he? Because he wasn't in school with us.
You had a mini suitor.
Yeah, I guess.
A micro suitor.
Oh, well, who knows? But that's okay. It didn't matter. It was okay. I survived it.
And you graduated from Catholic school then?
Yeah, from
elementary school.
Elementary school.
Right.
Yes.
Did you have a middle school or anything, or was it right from?
No. Well, that's what it was supposed to be. I was supposed to. Well, my folks wanted me to go to Incarnate Word, which is the Catholic girls' school, and I didn't want to go. And Mother kept on, and anyway, I finally said that okay, I would go for 1 year or something like that. Anyway, during that year of the 9th grade that I was at Incarnate Word, I told her that I was going to go to public school after that because if I was boy crazy, I was
self-defined boy
yes,
crazy.
Self-defined boy crazy. And that if I didn't go to a school that had girls and boys, I was going to end up pregnant. So guess what? I went to San Jack.
Public school.
For the 10th grade.
One of the things we're going to talk about is your work experience and what that was like. But let's go back to your very first work experience.
I'm not sure it was the very first, but it was a very early on job. Oh my gosh, we worked at a.
Well, tell me how you got the job too.
One of our friends who did not go. I don't know how we met Josie, but we did anyway. Her mother worked at this mail order place,
direct mail kind of thing. I mean, where they send out flyers and stuff.
Yes, and so she needed some hands, yes, really hands, to do some of the addressing.
Yeah.
Okay, so where was the addressograph?
Let's explain.
Okay.
Addressograph is an ancient machine. Yeah. It was top of the line and automated for its time.
At the time, yes. But so we would have to make these little plates that had people's name and an address on them. And if the address wasn't correct, we had to throw it out and make a new plate.
Did you do those by stamping them?
No, we would make the plate and then put it under a
Oh,
thing.
yeah, but how did you make the plate? With a
No, we had a machine that was like
glorified typewriter?
not a typewriter, but we would have to set the type and put it in something and squish it down, and then it made the plate.
Okay. See,
And then we had all these plates, and we'd stick them in something, and the plate would, you'd put the envelope under, and it would cut a waka, and then you'd take that out and put the next one.
and put the next plate.
And
up
it
there.
would put the next plate on. And
Everyone was manual, but semi-automated.
Yes, but
Didn't have
semi-automated.
to address them by hand.
No, we weren't doing it by hand.
No.
Okay, now
I know the
and
answer to this. Okay, so
What?
she got you and what? Your cousin?
me and my cousin to come and help. Now, it wasn't just us. There was like 4 or 5 of us at least. So, yeah, 4 or 5 of us. Now, I guess there would have been more had there been more room, but the room was a little tiny attic room. And so
Upstairs from the shop?
Upstairs from the shop, we had to go in the back door and climb these rickety stairs to get up there. And and it was so tiny, and it was not sectioned off or walled
Built
off.
out or anything?
We could, we kind of had a railing, I think, that didn't let us go over. But I don't know how they got that damn addressograph up there, because it had to have weighed 4 tons. Anyway,
So,
but it was up there, and so were we.
did you have any air conditioning there?
No, of course not. It was a sweatshop, for sure, a sweatshop.
Did any of you complain?
Hell no, we were thrilled to death to make some money. And I meant to look at my, not at my pay stub, but I had whatever my W-2 form was from or whatever it is, 1099, whatever it is they gave me at the time. I still have them somewhere.
Did you work, at the summer? Was that a summer job?
I don't remember. We worked whenever they needed us. That's what I'll tell you.
So you were
And if
temporary.
I was doing anything else, anything else, I changed my plans and went to work.
So that was a chance to. That was a
Make
chance
a chance to make some money and work. Yes.
Were you even out of high school at that time?
Mm-mm. No, and that's what I'm trying to remember, whether I was still in grade school. I don't know. Did they have child labor law?
Oh, hell, didn't they? Evidently, they also probably had some kind of safety. It didn't matter, Mayor.
I don't know, but it was crazy. Or whether I was, in the 9th grade or 10th grade. I don't think. No, I wasn't in the 9th. Might have been the 9th grade.
Well,
I don't know.
crux of it
But-
is you
but-
were young.
Yes, I was.
You and your other
And my
young
cousin-
girls.
and then all of us, hey, we were thrilled to death to have the job. And I guess they were thrilled to death to have us, because they weren't doing it. These adult women or whatever. Anyway, I think it's Josie's mom that got us the job. We talked about that last time my Denver Harbor friends got together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway, it was really
So
something.
some of them. Do you and your friends from that area ever talk about that?
Yes,
job?
remember I told you we did recently.
Yeah.
And that's how we remembered, or that's how we figured out it was Josie's mom that got us a job.
That was right downtown, almost, wasn't it? Just
It
east of
was,
downtown?
no, well,
Right,
it was
too far.
like on Polk
Right.
and Leland, about 3 or 4 blocks in from there. And it was right on the railroad tracks. And I tell you, we had to go inside the back of the building and around, and it was, I don't know how we did it, but we did. And there barely was any light in there. I remember it being very dingy and dark. So I guess we all had cat eyes because we could see.
Did they? Well, it was hung like a little bit of a sort of a balcony up.
Yeah, not a balcony. It was like the attic.
Yeah.
Because the ceiling was low. Even we had to, well, I think only Josie is the one who didn't have to duck because she was so short. The rest of us had to duck a little.
Just to work.
Well, just to move around in there. And we all did, okay? We would take turns at doing stuff. Okay, it's your turn to do this and your turn to do. And we'd all switch, and I don't know what.
It was quite a learning process.
Yes, it was.
No, I mean on
But we
cooperation,
did.
on
Yes.
on self-management.
Yes.
Did you work a full shift?
Oh, a full shift. What's a full shift? I don't know. We worked for 3 or 4 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
We work on Saturday, I think. Do I remember? After school? I don't remember
You
whether
paint
we
just
worked
a
after
great
school.
picture, okay? We get four kids up there. Oh, it was a stand up. You could sit when you were working, I
Yes,
guess, so you wouldn't hit your head then.
Exactly. But I don't even know if there was enough chairs because we probably had to stoop and somebody was, busy looking at the plates and, making sure they were okay and giving to the person that was making the plates. And it was quite an experience, is what I'll tell you. Another early job that I had was working at the church.
Right.
The priest at the time said he needed somebody to come and record the donations.
Right.
So, okay, we all had these little church envelopes that you put your donation in.
Right.
And it had a number on it, and that number was associated with a box of envelopes.
Right.
And so I didn't deal with the money at all. The money changers did that. But if they had a check, they put it, of course, in one pile. If they had money, they would write on the envelope how much the money was.
Right.
$5, $2, $1, whatever it was on the outside. But my job was to go to the card file or whatever it was and find, okay, if the envelope said 153, I would go in here and look at 153 and it belonged to whoever. And I would put down that on this day, that person gave $2 or $5 or whatever. Yes, kept a log, because then they had to acknowledge the donation at the end of the year.
Yeah, probably send them a statement of
how much they gave.
Who got you that job?
My mother. And I didn't
church lady always, right?
Oh yes, always. My mother was. You couldn't keep her away from church. She was there all the time. Everything, you name it, she did it for the church.
I'm going to ask one more thing before we wrap up. Let's talk about church a little bit. What kind of priest did you have coming through that intercession church?
Let's see. We had a wonderful priest when I was in about the, I guess, 4th or 5th grade, I guess.
Yeah.
And it snowed that year, and it was Father O'Connor. Yeah. And he was a tall guy, big Irish man with red hair, yes, and he was beet red in the face all the time. Anyway, he was telling us to come outside and play in the snow, come outside from the school, right? Because we're in school. And the nuns keep ringing the bell, get back in here for the school, get back in here, you shouldn't be out there. And Father's saying, no, it never snows, come out here and play. So we went outside and played with Father O'Connor. But we had several priests that came through. When I think we first were there, it was Father Bruno, who was a short little guy, who was really he was our pastor. Then we had a priest besides him. One was Father O'Connor, and another was, they would switch around and have different priests there. And they were all, none were as fun as Father O'Connor.
Well, they didn't have any commitment, did they? They were just sort of rotating through.
Rotating through, learning their thing, learning their craft, whatever. Anyway, it was great.
We're about 20 minutes in.
That's it.
I think that we will wrap it up, because here's what I want to talk about next time. Your Catholic youth organization.
Oh, my gosh. That is quite a story. Yes, we had a great time there. Or I had a great time there.
Okay, wrapping up Catholic school, what do you got to say?
Don't do it. God, the nuns will drive you crazy. They're awful. No, I wouldn't do it. However, I know several people who enjoyed the Catholic school, including my sister Gloria. She loved it. And
she went to Incarnate Word, didn't
she? And graduated from Incarnate Word. Several, and my cousin Carrie went and enjoyed it and loved it and all that stuff.
It just didn't suit your temperament.
No, hell no. I wanted to be around people who were real people, not strict.
All right. There we go. Lesson for the day. Avoid strict people. This is
Amen.
another episode of Focus Your Inner Bitch. By the way, your inner bitch stayed fairly well camouflaged during this episode, but you did demonstrate some inner strength. So, once again, episode 5, Focus Your Inner Bitch, the Mary Bratton story, and this is the Jim Bratton Podcast. Thank you all for listening once again, guys. Oh, man.
This has been Jim Bratton Podcast. We hope you have enjoyed, been inspired, informed, angered, or otherwise emotionally stimulated. This is your booth announcer, Sierra Sakel.